Before you know it, we had an established brand of doing color cards, Hall of Famers, revisiting card designs of the past. And we did one that was called Great Moments, where we took a great moment of a player and patterned them after the Turkey Reds. And then we did Celebration, which was my favorite of all. And they were all sellouts. I mean, it was just incredible.
The order started pouring in. We got to the point where we would do close to 1,000 a day. And I figured how to get all of it produced and shipped.
Peggy was the nuts and bolts of the operation.
We had 3 people who all had different abilities, creating something that was so spectacular.
None of this would have happened without Frank. Dick was an artist, and he needed somebody like Frank to do this. Frank made sure that everybody got to know about Dick Perez.
Frank was creating the ideas and Dick was creating the art. And it was a beautiful marriage.
Frank was my Colonel Parker. He fought for me and argued for me and promoted me and bombastically blowing my horn. Now I had a following.
From the richest lawyer to the President Reagan. He owns set number 1 of the art postcards.
The original of this was given to Ronald Reagan because he played Grover Alexander in the movie The Winning Team. And here is the painting of Archie Vaughan that is in President Clinton's library.
What we love about Perez's cards was that he devoted as much attention to the obscure Hall of Famers as he did to the famous ones. So while we had ample portraits of Ruth and Gehrig and Cobb and Wagner, we didn't have so many of Jim O'Rourke.
What we found out was that people wanted to collect these cards to have them signed by the player. I remember going to the Hall of Fame and seeing Yogi Berra. He had them all stacked. He was getting them all signed by his fellow Hall of Famers.
One of the bonus cards was the Perez-Steele Galleries, and Dick had done a portrait of Frank, me, and himself. And Yogi came over to the table and he said, "Will you sign my card?"
That fed the whole fantasy world of the Perez-Steele cards.
It almost seemed wrong that we would have so much fun because this was our life, this was our business.
I always looked at Frank and Peggy and Dick as this little family, this little cottage industry down there in Philadelphia.
It was 3 people who came together, the American dream of success.